Hey, how are you guys? Welcome back. Welcome to my show. Um, Today I have a few things that I want to talk to you guys about. Um, the first thing is Nick Fuentes. I mean, he has turned on Trump. What's going on there? Like, I'm so surprised, that Nick Fuentes is finally waking up. I'm actually just really surprised. The second thing is, Trump threatened to cut all ties and trades with Spain because they denied the U.S. from building a military base in Spain, so they can, retaliate against Iran. And the third thing is, I was watching a video today, and Trump looks defeated. He looks stressed. You can tell, and we'll talk about that. And the last thing is, our condolences to the four soldiers that were deceased, that lost their lives in this war with Iran. Their four bodies were returned today, and we will talk about that too. So let's go ahead and get the show started, and I'll be back in a few seconds. And we are back with you guys. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is, Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes has turned on Trump, and it's crazy because, he's been one of his biggest supporters, and all of a sudden he literally just turned on him. So I have a video clip for you guys. So let's go ahead and play the video clip for Nick Fuentes, and I'll be right back.
Just look at Trump and you're filled with disgust. You look at him, he's a totally diminished figure. Watching him on Friday declare this war in his sad little hat, no tie, with a black curtain. He's 80 years old. He doesn't even care. He's at a ceremony today, pinning a medal on a soldier, slurring his words, stumbling over his speech. You look at this guy and you're like, who are you? Seriously, who are you? What is this? It's actually scary. It's actually disturbing. And the reason I say that I've witnessed this my whole life, I've watched all these developments. I watched the original nuclear deal get signed, and I heard all the arguments about it then. And we watched Trump come down the escalator in 2015, in June. And he said, we should have never went to Iraq. There were no weapons of mass destruction. They knew there were no weapons of mass destruction. We don't have it. We spent all this money. And to think 10 years later, we're doing this? You look at Trump and it's like, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are. You are demonic. You are a demonic force. And what's really freaky is now he's always talking about going to heaven. I'm not going to heaven. Yeah, I think you might be right about that, because you are a demonic force. You are a liar. You are diabolical. You are a traitor. And let me explain why I feel so strongly about this. Let's talk about some of these developments from today. So bringing up that speech again on Friday, Trump lays out the case for going to war with Iran. He's bringing up the Iranian hostage crisis in 79. He's bringing up the barracks bombing in Beirut in 83. He's bringing up the use of IEDs by Iranian-backed militias, the Quds Force, the IRGC in Iraq and elsewhere in the Middle East. And he lays out the case that we had to hit Iran because they are a danger to the world, they're a danger to America, they're working on a nuclear bomb, and they're unwilling to negotiate. That is what Trump told us was the justification for war on Friday. Now understand, this is a war of aggression, plain and simple. The United States was not under attack at all. Iran poses no threat to the United States. They are not building a nuclear bomb because they cannot, because we already bombed their nuclear facilities last year. So we're not in any danger. We're not acting in self-defense. One way to say it is that this is a preemptive attack. But preempting what exactly? Well, more on that in a moment. This is a war of choice. This administration chose to go to war. We weren't forced into it like we were at Pearl Harbor or on 9/11. Arguably, at least in those contexts, there was a nominal reason, and both of these things are debated, whether Pearl Harbor was really a surprise, whether 9/11 was not an inside job, or if it was. This is a war of choice, purely, and a war of aggression. The Trump administration thought that it could remove the Ayatollah from power, and so we made a decision to kill a foreign head of state because they are a rival, because they are a revisionist power. So we made a decision to go in there. Let's just put that out there for openers. Now, that is what Trump said on Friday. What we have since learned, however, is that this is really a lie. Trump said we're going to war because Iran is sponsoring all this terrorism and they're a historical antagonist and they're a threat to world safety. Again, none of this is true. As I said, war of choice, war of aggression. But Trump's own statement on Friday has today been undermined by his own Secretary of State and according to reports in the New York Times.
And we are back. So you guys just saw it. You know, Nick Fuentes went off on Trump. I mean, he called him all kinds of names. He said, you know, you look at Trump and you see a demon. Trump has failed us. Trump has not kept his promise to the American people of America first. He brought us into a war. I mean, I am in shock because you guys know Nick Fuentes has been one of Trump's biggest supporters. And all of a sudden, he finds himself on the opposite side of Trump. So this is a big development, you know, Nick Fuentes, because he is one of the big influencers on YouTube, and he has a big amount of followers. And they listen to him. They listen to, you know, anything he says, they listen to. So I was surprised when I saw that video today of him calling out Trump. I was really surprised. I couldn't believe it, actually. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is Trump threatened to pretty much cut all trades with Spain because they wouldn't let him build a military base, or they wouldn't let him use the country so he can retaliate against Iran. So let's go ahead and play that clip and I'll be right back.
Germany's been great. He's been terrific. Others have been very good, terrific. I think that the head of NATO, Mark, is fantastic. Okay, Mark Rutte. I think he's fantastic. But some of the European, like Spain, has been terrible. In fact, I told Scott to cut off all dealings with Spain. Spain, first of all, it started when every European nation, at my request, paid 5%, which they should be doing. And everybody was enthusiastic about it, Germany, everybody. And Spain didn't do it. And now Spain actually said that we can't use their bases, and that's all right. We could use their base if we want. We could just fly in and use it. Nobody's going to tell us not to use it, but we don't have to. But they were unfriendly, and so I told him we don't want to. Spain has absolutely nothing that we need other than great people. They have great people, but they don't have great leadership. And as you know, they were the only country that in NATO would not agree to go up to 5%. I don't think they would have agreed to go up to anything. They wanted to keep it at 2%, and they don't pay the 2%. So we're going to cut off all trade with Spain. We don't want anything to do with Spain.
What is the explanation for what's
And I'm not, by the way, I'm not happy with the UK either. That island that you read about, the lease, okay, he made it, for whatever reason, he made a lease of the island. Somebody came and took it away from him. And it's taken 3-4 days for us to work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we are very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
Mr. President, what's your expectations towards Germany? What can Germany do and what should Germany do to help you with this problem?
Well, I think they're doing it. I mean, they're letting us land in certain areas, and we appreciate it. And they're just making it comfortable. We're not asking them to put boots on the ground or anything. I mean, we're just they're a respected country. I have a very good relationship with the country. We have, in particular, now with this leader, with this new leader. I think he's an excellent leader. I had my differences with Angela. I said, "You're hurting your country with immigration, and you're hurting your country with energy." And we have a man sitting on my right that is, I think, pretty much the opposite of her on energy and the opposite on immigration. And I think he's doing very well.
Commercial air travel right now is severely restricted in the Middle East, and thousands of Americans are stranded. Why wasn't there an evacuation plan, and will you send planes to get people out?
Well, because it happened all very quickly. We thought, and I thought maybe more so than most, I could ask Marco, but I thought we were going to have a situation where we were going to be attacked. They were getting ready to attack Israel. They were getting ready to attack others. You're seeing that right now. And a lot of those missiles that are hitting in, those are stationary. Those were aimed there for a long period of time at these other countries. So I think I was right about that. We attacked first. And if we didn't, it could have been, look, we're really decimating them. They're being decimated. And if we didn't, and by the way, we have massive amounts of ammunition. We have the high end. A lot of it was given away stupidly by Biden, very stupidly, for free. And I'm all for Ukraine, but they gave away a lot. As you know, when I give away ammunition, everybody pays for it. The European Union's paying for it. Then they can do what they want with it, but they are giving it, let's say, to Ukraine, and it's okay. But we gave away a lot of high end, but we have plenty. But we have unlimited middle and upper ammunition, which is really what we're using in this war. And we have really an unlimited supply. We also have a lot of the very high end stored in different countries throughout the world. We're literally storing it there, which is actually something that I insisted on in my first term. I rebuilt the military in my first term. The military is great. Unbelievable amount of ammunition, or munitions, as they say, we've given away to. The Wall Street Journal incorrectly covered the story when they said that it was given away to the Middle East. Not to the Middle East, it was given away to Ukraine. Very little was given to the Middle East. The Middle East would buy a lot, and some of the nations, because they're rich, they have a lot, but it was given away to Ukraine. And it just should have been done. Look, it's a war that should have never happened. If I were president, that war would have never happened. But we have a tremendous amount of munitions, ammunition at the upper level, middle and upper level, all of which is really powerful stuff.
All right, welcome back. So as you guys just watched, Trump pretty much went off on Spain because they denied him from putting a military base there, so in their country, so the U.S. can defend itself from Iran. If they could retaliate in case of Iran attacking. Like you guys know, Iran has attacked 19 countries in the whole region, one by one, and they have been retaliating with bombs, with missiles and stuff, and the country of Spain said no. The other thing that was surprising to me is that President Trump literally threatened Spain. He actually said, if we wanted to, we could just go and build a base there. We could fly there and do what we need to do, and nobody's going to tell us anything. Should this be real and he will do something like that, this will mean war. Like, it will make things actually worse, because you now will have a country that's part of NATO. Should we go to Spain and go in their territory, now we will have an all-out war, and this will become literally World War III. So I think the president was out of line with his these threats against Spain, but you guys can understand the president is under a lot of stress right now because of his decisions and the decision to partner with Israel about what's going on, and with Iran, and the decision to bomb Iran. I mean, that was I think it was a mistake. I honestly think it was a mistake. I know that the supreme leader of Iran was a criminal. They kept their people, under a dictatorship for a long time, for over 30 years, almost 30 years. So, on that part, it's okay. I agree that we went and took the guy out. But on the other part is, we found a president who promised that we were gonna be America first, and I don't think this is the America first that we were expecting. But that's my take on it. That's my own opinion. You guys comment, share, and hit like, share, and subscribe too. So the third thing I want to talk to you guys is, I'm gonna play a video of the president, and I want you to pay attention on how the president looks tired and stressed and defeated. So let's go ahead, play that video, and we'll be right back. And we are back with you guys. So as you guys just watched this video, the president, who is usually, his posture is usually straightforward, looking upward, which shows a dominance, a man, a confident man. In this video that you guys just watched, he definitely looks like he is stressed out, probably because of the situation with Iran, which is kind of getting out of hand. If you guys think about it, we went in there, bombed their place, killed the supreme leader, and now they have been attacking all these countries. And all these countries are probably pointing at the president, saying, this is your fault that this happened. So you guys can see on the way he was walking when he got off the stage, how he was looking down. He was not looking up like he always does. He's always really a confident person. You got to give that to the man. The man is really confident. But in this video, I noticed that the president was really like looking down, kind of sad. He looked stressed, as you guys just saw it. So I think this decision to go to war with Iran is weighing heavily on the president, especially with all the stuff that's going on. It is a lot of stress on him. With all the people saying, you promised that you were not going to get us into a war, and here we are in another war. So I think the president is actually feeling the pressure of what's going on. And that's my take, I think that he is definitely feeling the pressure. And that's why you see his demeanor is a demeanor of somebody who is stressed out, somebody who is looking down, who doesn't want to look forward. That's his demeanor. The next thing I want to talk to you guys is the 4 military members who passed away since the war with Iran started. Their bodies were returned today, and I have a little clip of their remains. So let's play the video, and I'll be right back.
New information crossing from the Pentagon, which has released the names of 4 American soldiers killed in this Iran war. They were killed in Kuwait. That was during an unmanned aircraft system attack. They were all based in Des Moines. In total, the Pentagon has confirmed 6 Americans have died thus far in this Iran operation and the surrounding battles and threats.
And we are back with you guys. So as you guys saw, it's just a short clip. It wasn't a really big clip, but the 4 members of the military that passed away during the war with Iran, you know, their bodies were returned today. Our thoughts and prayers are with their families. Thank you for your service, and you guys will be missed. Thank you for all your service. You know, these casualties, so this is what happens when we, you know, have a president who takes us into war, and casualties will happen. You know, my thoughts and prayers are with their families, with the family members who will never see their family, these guys and girls again. My thoughts and prayers are with them, and know that we really appreciate your service. Because of you, we are a free country. It is unfortunate that we have to get to these extremes with a war that nobody was asking for, and now we are losing lives. It is really unfortunate, but it is too late right now. All we can do is continue to pray that this situation will get under control and that these people hopefully get to an agreement. But I just wanted to, you know, say my condolences to their families and rest in peace. And thank you for your service, and you will be missed. So I just wanted to bring you guys a few clips of what has been going on since yesterday in the U.S. and the world since the war with Iran started. So I hope you guys like this video. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. My name is JC Diaz with JC Diaz Uncensored. I'll be seeing you guys on the next video. Hit like, share, and subscribe, and so the algorithm can pick up this video. Thank you guys. I'll see you the next time. Peace.